Welcome to BFC Live, the daily video and podcast series of Business of Cannabis. BFC Live highlights the companies, brands, people, and trends driving the global cannabis sector. Find out all that we do at businessofcannabis.com. On this BFC Live, we connect with Emma Andrews. She is the Director of Marketing at Nextleaf Solutions. We want to connect with her and the team about Glacial Gold, a product they are launching into the BC market. We want to connect with them about their process, their product, and how they're approaching the market. Emma, thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
We always like talking to the crew at Nextleaf, and I'm really keen for this conversation because you guys are launching a product to market that has legacy roots, and I want to hear all about it. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
First, so I don't get anything wrong, tell me what you guys are launching and where.
Absolutely. We're launching Glacial Gold, which is an award-winning Prohibition-era brand with a suite of products that we've taken from the legacy market and refined and optimized to bring into the legal market. We're going to be launching in BC first. So that's the first announcement we've made for a distribution agreement with the BC LDB. Couldn't be more excited about that. It's the backyard, both for Nextleaf and where Glacial Gold was built. So it's really authentic to the brand.
Nice. Tell me what the suite of products is or will be.
Totally. So to begin with, we are celebrating our hero ingredient processed at Nextleaf Labs, which is our high purity distillate. So this is going to go into a series of vape pens and a number of different bottled oils, ranging in potency and cannabinoid profiles. And the vape pens were part of Glacial Gold to begin with. The bottled oils will be a new product under the banner. And then down the road, we'd love to get into some of the specialty concentrates that many of the original Glacial Gold consumers came to know and love.
Love it. Tell me about the process, because I know actually something you said very early on was like taking that. Well, this is in this case taking a brand from the legacy to the legal, but also the processes that you guys have sort of built a whole business around. Some of those processes also come from sort of legacy extractors and legacy folks. Talk a little bit about the process of getting to, say, the vape pen that's Glacial Gold.
Yeah, and actually one of the things that I'm most excited about, this is kind of downstream of the entire process, but is our human trials license. So not only taking formulations that are market validated and then ingredients that we've been proving through B2B processing over a number of years now, but also using the human trials license to really validate the consumption experience. And I think that's something that's often lacking in product that we see landing in retail is the compatibility of the ingredients and the hardware, like the vape cartridges as an example, the level of flavoring that's added even to some of the carts. So the whole process from end to end we get to control, which is really exciting. So we have some dedicated partners in BC for low cost biomass input material. And then we're processing that at Nextleaf Labs. And, you know, Paul, our CEO, often refers to it as turning garbage into gold. But I really liken to that analogy because there's a lot of underutilized biomass in the industry, whether it's, you know, low yield or low potency biomass that we can extract and purify and refine into a high purity ingredient. And our process for doing that is patented. So it's something that is really efficient and scalable as we take this brand nationwide and continue to supply B2B partners as well. So there's no stopping this train. That's for sure.
Well, I don't want to stop that train either. And it's interesting because we had a conversation recently with folks at Can Delta, which I know you guys know, about the human trials and like actually testing and trying products before they reach market. And it's surprising that not everybody does this. But what does that add to sort of what you guys are putting to market, like having that ability to have people actually test it?
Yeah, great example, something that I learned through the process as well. I've done a lot of product development, but this is my first time developing vape formulations using botanical terpenes as one of the examples of the products we'll launch. The nuances in the combination of terpenes and cannabinoids can differ depending on what type of cannabinoid profile you're using. So we would find actually that a full THC formulation compared to a 1-to-1 formulation affected the way the flavor profiles came through. So there's some optimization there. And for us, it was really important not to over flavor as well. So, you know, anyone who's tried a vape out there that has botanical terpenes added, you can often identify that they're very strong and very potent flavor profiles, but sometimes that can be off-putting if you're going to be smoking or vaping for a good long sesh. So you want something that you don't have to turn off the tap, that you can go to anytime, and really feel like it's something you'd want to continue vaping long term or at a high frequency. So we've optimized the percent or the potency of the terpenes that we're adding to really use a lot of distillate in these vape pens and really celebrate that ingredient, but not overpower or overwhelm with terpenes as well. So a lot of math, I'll be honest, that goes to props to our R&D department in optimizing those ratios. And props to our team. We've had an internal team, a panel of high frequency, high tolerance consumers that in some occasions have done 10 different formulations in one go, which not everyone could have the tolerance for, and still give reliable feedback. So it's been a fun process, obviously, as anyone who is a consumer can relate as I'm sharing some of these stories, but also a very science-driven process. So marrying those two together, that's what gives you that optimal consumption experience.
And answering the age-old question, what is this math good for that I'm learning in high school? Well, here's a really good example of what it's good for. No, it really is it's good to see that what you guys are doing, because obviously it takes what people loved about the legacy market, bringing it to market, but also using the tools available to you under the license and licenses that you have to actually hone that product, create a great product, make it replicable, make it exciting for consumers. And I would imagine, and this is sort of the second half of the conversation, is like, I would imagine it's exciting for not only the BC sort of wholesaler, but also for retailers to bring new products to market that people recognize, like from the olden days.
Absolutely. And there's so many tastemakers that were involved in the legacy that have made that pivot into the legal market, and particularly through retail. And so we really are excited to get back out there and reconnect. There's some familiar faces from Glacial Gold in years gone past that'll be part of our charge into the BC market. And so I'm excited for them to have that connection back with both the consumer and the retailer. And the retailer ultimately is our consumer as well. So we can't wait to have those conversations and reintroduce them to the brand. We've done a bit of a refresh, but it really is the same kind of authentic, playful, scrappy sometimes, if you will, brand. We're the no bullshit brand too. We really want to pull back the curtain and reveal how these products are made and make sure consumers get unparalleled transparency into the process behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's interesting because what we are seeing more and more, the same thing in BC as in Ontario and other provinces, is that at the purchase level, right? So the bud tender level, the bud tenders are looking for, I mean, this is not how they describe it, but like better stories to tell, right?
Yeah.
Like consumers come in, tell me what's new, tell me what's interesting. And something like this is really served up on a platter. It says, this is actually something that's really interesting. And in your BC, it's happening right down the road, bringing a local brand from the sort of legacy days into the legal market. Here's how it's done and here's who's doing it. I just think it's a smart story for bud tenders to be able to tell.
We honestly can't wait to invite them to the facility as well. And that's something that we have our sight set on, is creating a bit of a sampling committee where bud tenders can come into the facility, not just for a bit of education, but to actually provide feedback on upcoming formulations. I mean, we have high hopes of dropping new flavors every season as we get into market, and new products that we want to launch, and especially those specialty concentrates. So having a formal session with some of our nearest and dearest to give us that feedback to make sure that we keep that authenticity to the brand.
A session.
Yeah, you know it. Hope you come out to one of them soon.
Oh no, I got plans. I haven't booked a flight yet, but I do have plans. Emma, I'm really it's great to talk to you as always. It's great to hear what Nextleaf is up to. It's exciting to hear sort of the launch of Glacial Gold, and we look forward to following up to see how it's doing on shelves and to hear sort of how consumers' feedback is going. But congratulations to you and the team, and we'll connect with you down the road.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jay.
Was Emma Andrews of Nextleaf Solutions. If you like this program, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you heard the show. It helps support the work we do. We're able to do what we do because of our ongoing partners, including Alterna Savings, Cannabis at Work, Cannabis Benchmarks, Can Delta, Gallagher, Headset, and Torque & Mains. Find out all that we do at businessofcannabis.com.